If you are one of the many people who are currently bored of the game due to the recent lack of new content, well, this video may be for you, because today I come here to invite you to the new season of my Call of the Wild competitions. A season on which I'll be participating and making videos about it throughout the whole thing, essentially consisting of 12 different competitions played in a span of 12 weeks. Each of these competitions is rather simple, since they are usually for the biggest trophies or for the biggest goals of a particular set of species. You know, the idea of these competitions is to make them accessible for everyone, so you can join them at any time regardless of the platform you play the game on, and the only thing you have to do in order to participate on these competitions, as well as to be registered inside the leaderboard, is to join my Discord server by clicking the link on the description below, and once you're there, make sure to scroll down to the Call of the Wild competitions tab and make sure to check the announcements channel, because there you'll see the current competition. Now, on this case, as you can see here, the current active competition is a Cuatro Colinas mega competition, which means that we're required to kill at least one gold of every of the 11 species on Cuatro Colinas in order to have a chance to win. And even if you don't see a chance to get the first place, it can still be important to submit all the goals, because getting inside the top 5 of a weekly competition will give you points for the whole season. Essentially, if you get first place on a weekly competition, apart from getting a place on the Hall of Fame of the server as well as a shoutout on one of my upcoming videos, you are also gonna get 5 points for the season. Then the second place gets 4 points, the third place gets 3 points, the fourth place gets 2 points, and the fifth place gets only 1 point, which is still something. I mean, at the end of the 12 weeks, the 3 players with the most points accumulated throughout the 12 competitions that make up the whole season will be crowned as season champions, and they are gonna get a special mention on my channel. So again, even if you see no chance to get the first place on a weekly competition, it can still be worth trying to get inside the top 5 to get some points and hopefully get inside the top 3 at the end of the season. So anyway, we're gonna start with the hunt here on Cuatro Colinas. We are out here on multiplayer to try to get at least 1 gold of every single species in order to get a decent score and compete for the first place. Now, the reason why we're only counting goals on this competition is to not make them as demanding and give everyone a chance to win it, not only the hardcore players. You know, the idea is to make these competitions accessible for everybody, and that rule is one way to achieve that to some degree. Although I reckon that there are other things that could be implemented in order to make them even more accessible, like for example putting a limit to the amount of submissions per person. But first we gotta wait to see how well this competition does to see if it actually requires any adjustments, because what we want to see is many people joining these competitions and competing. I mean, the more people, the more exciting they are gonna be. So you're invited to join them whenever you want, and if you have any suggestions or ideas for future competitions, make sure to let me know down in the comment section. And about time. That guy is a max estimate and a guaranteed gold. There's also a pheasant over there. Only level 1. I hope this road deer scores close to 80 or maybe above 80, because for this competition, which is golds only, the animals that are super close to diamond are simply the best thing you can get. So if you happen to get a troll, you should be happy, because those are hard to top. Okay, let's shoot this guy with the 44 lever action rifle. He's roughly 150 meters out. And that was a double on, he's down. I gotta say, this road deer looks really big, but I'm pretty sure these antlers are not able to score above 80. He's probably gonna score in the high 70s. 77.3, not too bad. It is a big gold, exactly what we wanted. Now, something important about the scoring of these competitions is that in order to balance all the scores so they all count the same, the trophy rating of each animal gets applied a multiplier, which means that it gets multiplied by a certain number in order to make it similar to the trophy ratings of the other species. For example, in the case of the road deer, the multiplier is 3.07, so what we do is that we grab this trophy rating, which in this case is 77.3, and we multiply it by 3.07, getting a score of 237.25. At the end of the competition, the player with the most points product of the addition of the scores of all 11 species will win the competition. Also, another thing that is very important is that in order for a submission to count, you need to make sure to take a screenshot or a good quality phone picture of the harvest screen where we can see all the important information. And once you take it, go over to the codex, hunting log, latest harvest, and take a picture of this list to upload it along the harvest screen. Okay, 4 to 5 kilos, that may be called European hare. You know, from all the species present on Cuatro Colinas, the European hare is, I would say, undoubtedly the species that is gonna be more difficult to find as a gold, simply because they inhabit the entire reserve and they can be hard to find. We'll see if it is actually gold, but as I was saying, these big hares can be quite challenging to find, so the strategy I use to maximize my chances is to check every single hare track I find and pay attention to the weight, because the ones with a weight of 4 to 5 kilos like this one or 5 to 7 kilos are the ones with a chance to be gold. Hopefully this one makes it, let's see. Oh, it made it! 5.57, it is a gold. And it is a pretty decent gold, well above the minimum score. It clearly won't be enough to be the biggest of the competition or even among the biggest, but it's good to get this one off the list. Well, I was not expecting this, but shortly after harvesting the gold hare I stumbled across this track. A max estimate, 5 to 7 kilos, right on this area. It is crazy because the only reason I came to this lake was to look for red deer zones and we're gonna end up with 2 gold hares. Well, actually this one may be level 3. Imagine if it is a level 3 while looking for golds. Where is she? Maybe that one. Yeah, level 2. 5 to 6 estimate, maybe diamond. This is literally the only scenario where I wouldn't be exactly happy about an animal making diamond. Let's harvest her. 5.92, it is a gold. 5.92, significantly bigger than the first one. Could have been a lot closer to diamond, but it's still nice, we can't complain. Oh, look at that. Level 7 red deer. Is it gonna be gold? It has to be gold since it is a max estimate. So far we have gotten 2 species of the 11, which means that there are other 9 that we need to get as golds, but we still have plenty of time since this competition will be active until next Monday, April 22nd, concluding at 2100 Pacific Standard Time. So at the moment I release this video, you are still gonna have more than 5 days to get all the golds, or maybe 4 if you watch it the next day, which is still more than enough time. I mean, this map is relatively easy. And that was most likely a single long, he's going down. Okay, I just got a warning call from a Ronda Ibex over there, as I was going to harvest the red deer. So we're gonna go take a look at the tracks as soon as we harvest the level 7, because one of them may be gold. Now as for the score of this level 7 stack, a 204.73. Small gold. Look at how close we were from hitting the heart. $61 to 70 kilos, guys. This track right here is the track of a guaranteed gold or better Ronda Ibex, and seemingly it is drinking over there because I just got a warning call. Man, I really hope it is a huge level 4 or a troll level 5. A troll level 5 would be fantastic, and yeah, I would have never thought I would ever say that. But honestly, for this competition it would be very helpful. Let's see. There's the herd. And there's the max estimate, only a level 4, up to 100 estimate. A bit disappointing, but a gold is a gold. Oh, look at that! That one goes up to 107. Alright. Now we're talking. Of course I'ma shoot that one first, since it is most likely bigger. But I'ma drop and both. Just like that, we barely got the second one. I think this one is the one we shot first and the one that had a higher estimate. Yeah, 102.34, it is a nice gold. Very nice gold, and it shouldn't be too hard to find a bigger one, but for the moment I'ma settle down with this one because there are still other 7 species we need to find with a gold score. So what I'ma do now is that I'ma take advantage of the fact that the server is still at the Ibex drink time, and I'ma head over to this other lake down here, where I would expect to see some giant Greedos Ibex. We are arriving to a lake now. As I said, this lake is fantastic for Greedos Ibex. I've lost count on how many diamonds I've gotten here, And by the way, if you wanna know exactly where to find each of the species present on this reserve, I definitely recommend you taking a look at my Cuatro Colinas hotspot guide, where I show all the hotspots for every single species. Okay, there's a level 4, with a top estimate of 91. I mean, it is decent, but I wanna think there's an even bigger ibex around this lake. Only level 3s on that side. Well, there's one that goes up to 97 over there. It is even bigger than the other gold. I don't think there's anything bigger on this lake. So yeah, measure him. Just like that, he's down. Honestly, I've been having a blast participating on this competition because the goal of 99% of my hunts is to find either diamonds or rares, so it's great to have a reason to look for something different, especially after all these years, and I definitely invite you to give them a shot if you are currently having trouble finding exciting things to do on this game. Now, as expected, this guy is a gold with a score of 93.65, which is enough to position ourselves on the 5th place of the current competition, but it is just getting started, and I challenge you to get inside the top 5. We are gonna have many more competitions until the next map gets released, so feel free to join them at any time.